Well, guys, it has finally happened. Apparently, we finally know who Kamala Harris is, or Kamala Harris. I always pronounce it wrong. The news pronounces it wrong, to be fair. I think a lot of those news anchors should be forced to, like, pronounce her name correctly as well. Kamala Harris has announced her new VP. It's Tim Walz, right? Walz, like W-A-L-Z? Yep, the governor of Minnesota. Yeah, Minnesota's a pretty big deal of a state. It doesn't surprise me that she went for the governor of Minnesota. A lot of us were looking at the governor of Kentucky. He's one of the most high approval rating governors out there, and he is a southern state governor, so he could potentially help to bring some of the southern, the U.S. South and, like, the sort of Rust Belt voters into the DNC vote, or the Democrat vote. But unfortunately, I don't know if he would have been able to pull it off. It seems like this guy is a much more promising candidate, and he's also apparently very progressive, too. Everything I've heard about Tim Walz is very, positive things from the perspective of someone left-leaning. Apparently, McCarthy called him the Bernie Sanders of, what was the quote? Let me get the exact quote. Where is it? Was it a donation? It might have been a donation. He was compared to Bernie Sanders, and I like that. That's a good sign. Andy Beshear would have been, maybe a good choice, but I think the not really Harris-Biden campaign. Now it's just the Harris campaign. I think they made a good choice here. I think this was smart. And riding off this news, right now, Vice President and to-be president, we hope, Kamala Harris and Tim Walz are at a rally in Detroit, Michigan, speaking for the first time since this announcement. And it's being live streamed right now. Oh, so we're going to be hopping right in. Whoa! I think this is Tim Walz right here.
He's picking up and doing the same things he did when he was there the last time.
I checked and Kamala hasn't come out on stage yet, so we have gotten here early. We have beat
raising costs for all of
you. We have beat Kamala to the event.
Care Act. He doesn't care. Gutting Social Security, and be very clear. They can say whatever they want. They are banning abortion across this country. No questions asked. No questions.
This guy's a good speaker. He's already cooking. He's already cooking. This is my first time hearing him speak in any long, he's cooking here. He's cooking. Look, I don't even need the volume on, and you can tell he's cooking. He's actually, doing Trump mannerisms better than Trump does. He's actually, energetic as fuck.
Well, heck, you all know it. Every regular person in the heartland went to Yale.
Do you remember, anyone in chat, do you guys remember me talking about my favorite teacher I ever had, Mr. McManus? My 6th and 7th grade geography teacher. Mr. McManus looked just like this guy. Not just like, a lot like this guy, and had the same mannerisms as this guy, movement wise. Although I think he's from Minnesota, not New York, so not the same accent by any means.
90.
Christ, he was a teacher. Okay, that actually, that tracks.
You know why?
Apparently Tim Walz is a teacher.
We'll sleep when we're dead. Get it going.
Damn, he is a good speaker.
Here's my brass ring I'm looking for. I can't wait to debate this guy. I cannot wait to talk about what they think. I can't wait to ask him why he wants to take health care and take reproductive rights, and why he wants to make sure that the wealthiest pay no taxes as we destroy unions in the middle class. So here's the deal. You said it. These ideas that they're putting out there, they are weird as hell. No one's asking for it. No one's asking for it. We're asking a fair shot. We're asking for health care and child care. We're asking for an education. We're asking for safety in our streets. That's what we're asking for.
Dude.
And we're gonna...
Kamala Harris is going to win this election. Anybody want to put money down? I am willing to put money down.
Kamala Harris believes that you should be making the own choices in your life. She believes that every person should have an opportunity to enter the middle class. She believes in something so beautiful and simple with joy. She believes in the promise of this great nation.
The American dream.
Look, she can take care of herself out front, and she said it. If they want to talk smack, she said it. Say it to my face, damn it. Say it to my face. But what I got to say is, we got to have her back. We got to have her back. So, Madam Vice President, thank you for the trust you've placed in me. Michigan, help me right now give a warm Midwest welcome to the next President of the United States, Kamala Harris.
Dude, he is a hype man. Let's go. Let's go. Here she is, guys. Can you imagine if, like, Taylor Swift just follows from behind her, gives her full endorsement in person? That is a lot of people. They're in, like, an aircraft bay. We're not, hold on. We're not stopping this. Sorry, Zacho VTuber, this is live. We're watching this. The crowd loves her.
We got
yeah.
this. We're gonna do this. We are doing this. We are doing this.
We're taking this W. We're riding home with it. We are putting it in a cabinet. We are locking that cabinet, and we are securing it.
Thank you. Thank you.
Are people chanting coconut? Coconut. Coconut. Let's go, dude.
Thank you.
Dude, Dude, Trump's so fucked. This is more enthusiasm than I've seen at any Trump rally.
Good evening, everybody. Good evening, good evening, good evening. Can we hear it up for Tim Walz?
Oh, it's just Walz.
Isn't he amazing? He's gonna be the most incredible vice president.
Dude, I hope if the Kamala Harris campaign is smart, they will start putting out signs that just have pictures of Tim Walz and he's smiling at the camera and it's captioned Trump, I'm in your walls, spelled like his last name.
Thank you for your friendship, your sisterhood, and your leadership, and we are going to do this together.
Trump couldn't fill half of this place when he
Lieutenant Governor
campaigned here
Garland
last week,
Gilchrist,
apparently.
Thank you so much.
Or weeks ago.
His parents are over there, and the members of Congress, including Senator Debbie Stabenow, my dear friend, and your next United States Senator, Representative Elisa Slotkin. We're going to get that done. Mayor Mike Duggan, thank you for the warm welcome always. And of course, it is so good to be with the President of the United Auto Workers, my dear friend Shawn Fain.
It's important. This has been a very pro-workers union administration as well.
Last week, it was my great honor to accept the endorsement of the United Auto Workers.
I feel like when Kamala does pro-union stuff and talks about being pro-union and pro-like auto worker and stuff, it's going to feel a lot less hollow because the administration that she has been a part of the last 4 years actually did that.
Worked the working people of our nation. Do we need some help over there? We need a medic over there, please. There should be medics in each corner. We're good? Okay. All right. Look,
I was about to
let's
say,
all
is
take
something
care of
happening?
each other and look out for each other, all right?
She is like a
We
mom.
are. We look out for each other.
I was about to say, did something happen?
Okay. So, as I said to Sean,
That'll definitely get
as I
media
talked to
coverage.
Sean about-
That'll definitely get media coverage. Her stopping her speech to ask if there's like a medical, if there's medical personnel in one of the corners of the building. It's a big building with a big crowd, so it kind of makes sense that like every corner would have a medical, like medical guy.
on my side because y'all know how to fight and you know how to win.
Governor Whitner had to pause for a minute
Today,
to get
I
someone
also
medical
bring
help earlier.
greetings
Okay.
from our incredible President Joe Biden. That's right.
What's
Joe.
Joe got to say? Joe. Like, people got to remember, like, Joe and Kamala are cool.
For his lifetime of service to our nation, and we thank you, Joe Biden, each and every day for all you are and all you still have yet to do.
Listen, Harris, I appreciate it, but I'm Biden's strongest soldier. You can't take that from me.
Thank you, Joe.
Dude, I can just imagine, like, I can imagine, like, Vosh watching this and his whole chat just losing their shit at this part, getting real mad.
Michigan, this has been a big week.
Frankly, I can imagine half the online left hating this part of her speech.
Today, I officially became the Democratic nominee for President of the United States. And yesterday, I announced my running mate in this campaign, Governor Tim Walz.
He's in your walls. He's in Trump's walls.
And as you just heard, he has an incredible record as governor of the great state of Minnesota. And to those who know him best, some people are just getting to know him, but I'm going to tell you, you got to know him real quick because he's incredible. He's a serious, serious man. He has been a serious leader, and he loves our country. And you know, I've talked to some of the people who know him best, like his wife, Gwen. And to Gwen, Tim Walz, his husband. To his kids, Hope and Gus, he is dad. To his fellow veterans, he is Sergeant Major Walz.
God, it's gonna be big. It's that we have a veteran VP here.
Years, he was a congressman. To his former high school students, he is Mr. Walz.
God, and a teacher. I could. Is
And
it
to
crazy
his
how I
former
detected that
high
he was a
school
teacher?
Football players, he was coach.
Like, I could just detect it in him.
And in 90 days, the nation will know Coach Walz by the title Vice President of the United States.
Damn right.
That's right.
Damn right.
So it is so good to be back in Michigan. And listen, I am clear. The path to the White House runs right through this state.
It does.
And with your
Big
help,
battleground
we
state,
will win
Michigan.
in November. We will win.
Yes, we will.
And I know
Yes, we
all
will.
clear about what we are up against. As many of you know, before I was elected vice president, before I was elected as a United States Senator, I was elected Attorney General, and before that, elected District Attorney, and before that, I was a courtroom prosecutor.
Now it is time to prosecute Trump.
In those roles,
Have a good one, Gretel.
I took on perpetrators of all kinds. Predators who abused women, fraudsters who ripped off consumers.
Oh, please finish this within Trump is all of
scammers
these things.
who broke the rules for personal gain.
And now I'm running
So
against a
hear
man
me,
who is all of
Detroit,
these
when I
things.
say, I know Don Trump's type.
There it is. Yes.
I've been dealing with them my whole career.
Yep. Stay on that point.
For example, as Attorney General of California, I took on one of the country's largest for-profit colleges that scammed students. Well, Donald Trump ran a for-profit college
Yeah, he did.
that scammed
Trump University.
students. You remember that? As a prosecutor, I specialize in cases of sexual abuse. Well,
He's done that to a lot of women.
Trump was found liable for committing sexual abuse.
Now, to be clear, by the way, the only reason why it wasn't found to be rape is because the victim could not confirm if it was his penis or his pinky finger that penetrated her.
Donald Trump was just found guilty of fraud. 34 counts, to be exact. Hold on. You know what? Here, hold on. Here's the thing. The courts are going to handle that. We're going to beat them in November. Okay? We'll beat them in November. We'll handle that. But all that to say, in this campaign,
Dude.
I proudly put my record against his any day of the week. Any day of the week.
Lock him up.
But make no mistake, our campaign, this campaign, is not just about us versus Donald Trump. It's bigger than that. It is about two very different visions for the future of our nation. One, ours, focused on the future, and the other, focused on the past. And Michigan, we here fight for the future. We fight for the future. We fight for a future where every worker has the freedom to join a union.
Yeah, dude.
Where every senior can...
This is seriously why I won't hear anybody say that, like, Biden's administration was, like, lackluster. Like, the most the administration of the presidency is the most pro-union it's ever been. Ever.
A future where we build a broad-based economy, where every American has an opportunity to own a home, to start a business, and to build wealth.
I don't know, Slashy. Ohio is a hard red state.
In this fight, we are joyful warriors. Because while fighting for a brighter future may take hard work, we all here know hard work is good work. Hard work is good work.
That's a good line.
We believe in a future where we lower the cost of living for America's families, so they have a chance not just to get by, but to get ahead. Because look, while our economy is doing
We need
well
8 years
by
of
many measures,
Kamala Harris, dude. We need 8 years of this.
everyday things like groceries are still too high. You know it and I know it.
They are, yeah.
When I was Attorney General, I went after price-fixing schemes. And when I am president, it will be
by the
my
way,
day one.
The right is obviously blaming Biden and Kamala for it, but there's currently a big stock market crash happening right now. It is solely because the tech AI bubble just popped. Do not hear any excuses for otherwise. It is not because of Bidenomics. The tech AI bubble just popped. It caused a big market crash, particularly for like Nvidia and a lot of the highest value stocks. I follow stocks, so trust me, I know this shit. Has nothing to do with Bidenomics, and they are shit talking, and it's already recovering. But just throwing that out there.
And all of this to say, unlike Donald Trump, I will always put the middle class and working families first. Because Coach Walz and I know the middle class built this great country of ours, and when the middle class is strong, America is strong.
That is true. A lot of lefties don't consider there to be a middle class. They consider there just to be working and ownership class, and I think that's redundant. Or not redundant,
Donald
reductive.
Trump intends to take our nation backward. Just look at his Project 2025 agenda. Project 2025.
She's talking about it. Yes.
And please do check out Project 2025. Because I'm telling you, it is a plan. It is a plan to weaken America's middle class.
Yep.
Project 2025.
Well, not just that, but to destroy our
If
democracy
he is elected,
and rights for every minority group. Enforce conservatism via state. Like, to give you an idea, like, Project 2025 is so evil, it gets down to, like, requiring, like, the 10 commandments to be up on every classroom's walls, like, next to the American flag, right? Like, it goes far.
democracy. Everyone's voice matters, but I am speaking now. I am speaking now. So Project 2025. Look, if he is
So glad she's
elected,
talking about it.
Donald Trump intends to give tax breaks to billionaires and big corporations. He intends to cut Social Security and Medicare. He intends to surrender our fight against the climate crisis, and he intends to end the Affordable Care Act. You know what? If you want Donald Trump to win, then say that, otherwise I'm speaking.
Was she talking to hecklers there? Because every one of these has hecklers. I think she just zingered some hecklers and now everyone's cheering for her. They should call Kamala's husband the First Lady. That would be hilarious. It should just always be for the First Lady for the spouse of the president. No matter what. Going back. We're not going back.
We're not going back. And we're not going back because we know what that would look like. And again, understand, Donald Trump intends to end the Affordable Care Act and take us back to a time when insurance companies had the power to deny people with pre-existing conditions. We all remember what that looked like. And we're not going back. We're not going back.
That's a big thing to hit on, by the way.
Our fight is a fight for the future, and it is a fight for freedom.
But, like, no, healthcare if you have pre-existing conditions thing is like, that's why you would want it, is for a pre-existing condition. So it's like the worst. Everyone hates that.
Attack on hard-fought, hard-won fundamental freedoms and rights, and we will not stand for it. Attacks on the freedom to vote. Attacks on the freedom to be safe from gun violence. The freedom to breathe clean air and drink clean water. The freedom to love who you love openly and with pride. And the freedom of a woman to make decisions about her own body and not have her government tell her what to do.
She's hitting on important points.
Generations of Americans before us led the fight for freedom. Now the baton is in our hands, each and every one of us.
She's a really good speaker, and so is Walz.
Believe in the sacred freedom to vote. We'll finally pass the John Lewis Voting Rights Act and the Freedom to Vote Act.
I hope I get to go to a Kamala
We
Harris
who believe
rally.
in the freedom to live safe from gun violence will finally pass an assault weapons ban, universal background checks, and red flag laws.
I hope they don't succeed on the assault weapons ban thing, because that means all automatic rifles are banned through the entire country. Like, just banned.
And we who believe in reproductive
They won't
freedom
succeed
will
at that,
fight
though.
for a woman's right to choose.
Don't worry, our gun rights aren't going anywhere.
Remembering
It's
what
one of the most
Donald
unpopular
Trump
things
did
in the country,
to pick
policy-wise.
3 members of the United States Supreme Court with the intention that they would take away this freedom, and they did as he intended.
Yeah, the red flag laws
We
are great,
who are
yeah.
paying attention
just
to
the bans
fact
are bad.
that now over 20 states in our country have a Trump abortion ban, many with no exceptions, even for rape and incest. And we all know if he wins, he would sign a national abortion ban to outlaw abortion in every state, and that would include the great state of Michigan. But we're
Yep.
not going back. And on that point, it is because there is a thing about who we are that is a bit different from the folks on the other side. We trust women to know what is in their best interest and not have their
They're not like us, someone yelled.
to do. And when I am President of the United States and Congress passes a bill to restore reproductive freedoms, I will sign it into law. So, Michigan, here's
Let's
the thing.
go.
So much is on the line in this election. And we got to remember, you know, we knew who he is and what he was about in 16 and in 20, but there's also something else that has happened recently that we really have to prioritize in our mind about the danger we're looking at. Last month, the United States Supreme Court basically just told the former president, who has been convicted of fraud,
He is immune.
that going forward, he will be immune, no matter what he does in the White House.
They did this following
But think
the
about that. Think about that. Think
all the
about
shit
what
coming
that
out
means.
during the
Think about what that
J6 committee has found so much shit that they had to do this, otherwise Trump was in like deep shit. Like they found phone calls of him like doing everything. Like he's fucked if they didn't give him this full immunity.
he will even, quote, terminate the Constitution of the United States. Because let us be very clear. Someone who suggests we should terminate the Constitution of the United States should never again stand behind the seal of the President of the United States.
True.
Never again.
True.
Vote.
Vote, 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 vote,
That's
vote,
right.
vote, vote,
So
vote.
here's the thing, to your point. When it comes down to all of the things that are important about this, I think the most important thing that I love you back, and listen, one of the things that I know brings us all out today and always is we love our country. We love our country. We love our country. And I do believe it is the highest form of patriotism to fight for the ideals of our country. That is how we preserve the promise of America. After all, the promise of America, think about it, is what makes it possible for Tim Walz and me to be together on this stage today. Think about it. Think about that. 2 middle-class kids, one a daughter of Oakland, California, who was raised by a working mother. I had a summer job at McDonald's. The other, a son of the Nebraska plains who grew up working on a farm. Only in America is it possible for them together to make it all the way to the White House. Only in America. Only in America.
Yeah, honestly, real.
So we are running this campaign on behalf of all Americans, from red states to blue states, from the heartland to the coasts. And when elected, I promise you we will govern on behalf of all Americans.
Based.
I promise that. So
This is such good rhetoric, too.
Ultimately, in this election,
Because the right has attacked Biden so much for quote-unquote divisive rhetoric. You can't really attack Kamala for that here.
what country do we want to live in? A country of freedom, compassion, and rule of law, or a country of chaos, fear, and hate? And the beauty
Zacko
of our
VTuber,
democracy,
veteran,
the
teacher,
beauty of our
football
democracy,
coach, son of a
we
farmer.
each have
To be
the
clear.
power to answer that question. We each have the power to answer that question. The power is with the people. So in the next 90 days, we need you to use your power.
90 days till the election,
We need you
guys.
to knock on some doors. We need you to register folks to vote. We need you to organize and energize and mobilize
That's a lot of it.
and make your voices
Make sure your
heard.
friends are registered to vote.
So Michigan, I ask you, are you ready to make your voices heard? Do we
Let's
believe
go.
in freedom? Do we believe in opportunity? Do we believe in the promise of America? And are we ready to fight for it? And when we fight, we win. God bless you, and God bless you.
That's really good. That event went really well. The Tim Walz parts that we saw, like, I literally am on, like, the Walz train now, just from the bits I saw. And obviously, Harris's whole speech went very well. That went really well. That went super well, dude. Dude, this is gonna be a powerful campaign, I think. You gotta remember, this is just the first day of Walz and Kamala together. Day one, it's this energetic, it's this fucking hype. We've got 90 more days of this. I expect that we're going to see the polls take a strong turn towards favoring Kamala. And I'm telling you guys, I think Kamala could overperform the polling. That is what I'm hoping for. I want Kamala to win by so much that the right can't help but accuse it of being a stolen election because she wins by so much more than what was expected. That's what I'm hoping for. And I genuinely think it's possible. More possible this election than any other before. We paid our debts to Harambe, the first Nexus. Yeah, 51 state sweep. We just, like, last second make Puerto Rico a state, and it just sweeps in favor of Kamala. That would go hard. Xander Hall, I expect many states to be close that were formerly Republican strongholds. Do you think potentially even states that don't end up going to Kamala end up going more purple than ever? Because we could see a purple Texas. You know what I mean? Like, I could see, like, a really red southern state potentially... I think Texas, we could see the most blue we've ever seen in Texas before, in this election. That's my theory. I think we get more blue than ever in this election from Texas, and I think a lot of it has to do with the fact that Greg Abbott is just awful. And there has been so much shit Texans have been put through, largely due to Greg Abbott and, like, Republicans' horrible leadership of Texas. I don't think Texas will go blue, but I think we could see Texas go bluer than it's ever gone before. What do you guys think? Do you think that's deranged? Think I'm, like, way off with that, or do you think I've got a point here? I feel like so much, like, every Texan I know is just so fed up with Abbott. It feels like we could see, like, a surprisingly strong, like a pink Texas, basically. Yeah. Obama won Iowa? Yeah, that was pretty big. I was like half awake laying in my mom's bed on that election night just because she was staying up all night watching the election on the TV. And so, like, my mom wasn't making me go to sleep. She was letting me stay up. So, like, I tried to stay up with her. And I was, like, half asleep, like... I'm, like, 8 years old, half asleep on the bed, like, one eye open. And I'm like... Mom, has they announced a winner yet? And she's like, no. And I'm like, okay, wake me up when they do. And I fell back asleep. And eventually she shook me awake and was like, Obama won. And I was like, yeah. And I went to school the next day. And that I've told this story before, but there was a girl out at recess on the bench crying. And her name was Eden, okay? Her name was Eden. So that gives you a little bit of perspective on, you know, what her family might have been like. And she was crying, like bawling. And I asked her why, because, you know, I was nice. I asked her what was wrong. She tells me she's afraid that Obama is going to enslave white people as revenge for slavery. I'm not even joking, not in the slightest. A teacher had to come and comfort her. She was so upset. She thought, I don't know if, like, another student told her this, or her mom told her this, or her dad, but she was bawling her eyes out, convinced that in the next few months she would be, like, in shackles, forced into slavery, because Obama would take out vengeance on the white Americans. God. And now we get to have it happen all over again if Kamala wins, and I need that. I really need that. Good one, Tailfin. If you're a Demon Mama fan, I have very bad news. I have bad news for you, if that's something that would bother you. MAGA before Trump was wild? Yeah. Yo, Xander Hall, pun posting is back on OK Buddy Chicanery. It's amazing. I'm sure it is, Balth, but unfortunately I'm mid-segment right now. Thank you. Anyway, if you enjoyed this segment and you liked my coverage of this speaking event, then consider dropping a like. Every single thumbs up goes a long way and boosts the channel and my content in the algorithm no matter when, where, or what you're watching. Consider subscribing and commenting down below as well. It helps the channel a ton, and I really do appreciate it. And consider following my social medias, all linked down below in the description, including the link to my fan Discord. It's totally free to join, and I also host events in there like call-in streams, game events, and watch parties. I also announce all my new uploads and streams, so if you don't want to miss anything and you want to be part of the community, make sure you're in my Discord. I hope to see you there. And of course, if you want to go the extra mile and support me financially, you can always do so, and it's always appreciated if you do, by donating, subscribing, or gifting a sub on my website, xanderhall.com/live, or supporting me through YouTube, Twitch, Streamlabs, Stream Elements, or Patreon. With all that said, thank you so much for watching, and have a good one.